Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WSSEA Rocket League 23-24 season. I am ecstatic to be back in the booth with the legend, Mitch Mosey. How in the heck are we doing today, Mitch?
Oh, doing great. Feeling the vibes. It's a beautiful Tuesday night for Rocket League. It's so much action, so much speed, and it all comes to a close fairly soon. And with these two huge teams going head to head, not only are we getting to go out with a bang, but probably a couple of demos and explosions and goals and flashy clips and all. It's gonna be a great way to finish this regular season here in the WSSEA 2024 Winter League. I'm just pumped. I don't want to overset the bar too high. Stevo, mwah, brother Stevo says, sell low, like so you can compensate for the low expectations. What's that? Under promise, over deliver. I'm over promising over here because maybe we got a sweep in store.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, we've had a lot of great games throughout the regular season here, but this one today, both of these teams, again, undefeated, 5-0 on the regular season. So, again, I think it's going to be a banger of a match, but Mountlake Terrace High School, Lincoln High School as well. I believe Lincoln is going to be in blue, Mountlake in orange, Mitch.
Oh, dang. Gotta do the little flippy, the little spinneroonie. Other notes, but no sweat. You know how else you can sweat with PCs? They get kind of complicated, boy. But not if you use Seattle built PCs. They're the ultimate performance, one of a kind of aesthetics with that small business value. Thank you for sponsoring our excellent shows weekly. You should follow us and click that follow us and click that notifications button so you can ring that bell and hear you in chat, because I see a little bit quiet. Let's get rowdy here so we can get some of the motion from the ocean. Abe's Hawks 5-0 prediction time. Give me a number. Give me a winner.
You know, I'll just go with Mountlake Terrace. You know, I'm not even going to beat around the bush here. We're going to go with Mountlake Terrace. No real reason. That's what I'm going with, Mitch.
I love it. And you know what? I have a very good reason to go the other way. I'm going to go with the Lincoln High School because it's opposite to you. And that's enough of a reason.
That's a really good
pick
reason,
it.
baby.
Yeah, to pick it. So we'll go toe to toe. We have a divided booth. Let's see how this one goes. It's good reason to break the fourth wall. Mountlake Terrace got in touch with us. They were like, hey, we love what you guys are doing. I mean, I'm not even gonna hold that against you. Of course you love it. We're having a freaking blast. It's WSSEA, baby. We're so glad you're enjoying the product. And they were like, man, we're on a roll. We wanna hop on. And we were like, yeah, baby, of course. I'm skipping like the bureaucracy of it all, but man, let's do it. Let's roll. Now, they've gone all the way to the stream. Can they hold their end of the bargain? Can they show out? Can they do what they promised they would do if they got on stream, which is do their best and play good Rocket League? I think pressure is on their end if it's there's any.
Yeah, you know, they were chomping at the bit to be on stream. They, you know, here we are. They've achieved the goal, so to speak. So
Yeah.
certainly want to show up, show out, and put on an absolute banger of a performance today. But again, both teams undefeated. Certainly going to be no easy task for either team. But again, the competition has been fierce throughout the regular season. We've seen a lot of talented teams come across the screen and play on the pitch here today. So certainly these two teams will not disappoint either. But man, I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit sad because it is the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
So as Mitch said, we got to get some hype in the chat for both of these teams. They certainly deserve it.
I love it. I love the energy right now. Go Terrace. Hey, Terrace all the way. Gotta say, Gray Owl. That's my type of chat. Like, that's what I just do. I just make random noises in there because it's too much energy. I cannot convey what I want to say in a single sentence. I just kind of lose it and start making animal sounds. Both of these teams, their debut seasons in the league, and what a way to come into WSSEA 5-0. This long since we started this regular season to hold that high of a record. Not only have they clinched their playoff spots, but this is for a little more than that. You're entering that next season. That's why they call it playoffs, a new season. And we all restart. No, it doesn't matter what happened. We all start from somewhere, and it's a fresh one. So you got to take advantage of it. Who's going to have a better fresh start, an undefeated fresh start, a top of the division fresh start? It can only be one of them, and I'm very excited to find out.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams playing extremely well throughout the regular season, and there's a lot of tough teams in this league. So to be undefeated, and not only to be undefeated, but to do it in your first season in the league
Yeah.
as well, really speaks volumes. But here we don't have just one team doing that. We have two teams in their first seasons. Both teams 5-0.
Oh
Both teams
man.
have clinched a playoff spot. So just wanting that little bit better seed, maybe you could put it in cruise control for those first couple games of playoffs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, both of these teams, you want those bragging rights as well,
Yeah.
right? We remained undefeated throughout the entire regular season. So, both of these teams certainly going to be out there fighting tooth and nail for that opportunity to have those bragging rights, for that opportunity to get the better seed in the playoffs as we wind down here during the regular season.
Man, you said something so true that it's making me kind of sad now. This feels like if we actually got everyone's favorite Super Bowl, if we all got different divisional championships, I mean conference championships, and we actually got to see the Lions and the Ravens. They're like, "Yeah, there's no losers here, but there will be one, and that will kind of suck, right? Like we got two teams that everyone would love to see them win, and now it's two teams that have got here for the first time with a very exciting 5-0 record. Man, one has to lose. That sucks. And
Yeah.
but I just really hope that that loss. Sorry, it has to be said. That loss will be there for one of them. That only fuels even more excellence in the playoffs, and whoever wins carries that energy into the playoffs. So there's nothing to be left in the middle, and there's nothing, oh, why did I lose the undefeated record to a team that ended up losing, or oh, why did I beat that team that still wasn't gonna go to this. It doesn't matter. I want both teams to be winners. One will have to be a loser though, technically.
Yeah, it does stink, but honestly, both teams are winners. You've made it this far. You're undefeated. You already did what you need to do, which
Yeah.
is clinch that playoff spot.
Yeah.
So, one of these teams is going to take one on the chin today, going to have to suffer that loss. But at the end, you have a good playoff spot. And maybe that fuels the fire a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You could potentially have that rematch in the championship, kind of wanting to get even. So, it could potentially light a fire under one team as well. So we often say you're never really defined by your loss, but by how
Yeah.
you bounce back after that loss. So certainly both of these teams winners here in my eyes. But yeah, I mean they've had a phenomenal regular season. One of them, unfortunately, as you mentioned, is going to have to take that loss today. But man, I think it's going to be an exciting one all the way through. We love overtimes. We'd love to see a game 5 as well. I know last week was pretty exciting. So certainly hope to match that energy and pace here as we again wrap up the final season.
Yeah, most definitely. That what's
Well,
crazy as well too is, um, we have beautiful people in chat. By the way, thank you everyone for joining us here as we come to a close of the regular season here in winter WSSEA 2023-2024. What's crazy is we're getting through to like we're hopping several generations. We're speaking to like the future of the esport and the future of the country. If you get a little bit romantic. But what's even crazier than that is that motto. That motto really resonates with a lot of athletes, and that in esports or traditional sports, that it's not if you lose or not, it's how you bounce back from that loss. It's storytelling. These events are a huge success, not because of the skill, that also helps, but what is even more important is the storytelling, and the storytelling of, oh, hey, they lost difficult matchup, but also they bounced back and they had a great playoff run. I'm so excited to see that next step. This is only the genesis. I want to see that next step, where that story is taken. Man, they were undefeated all the way to the end, or they took a hard loss and they took that to heart and then made an even bigger story what was already very big.
absolutely. I love these kinds of stories, especially when they play out in front of us like that. From the underdog story to the Cinderella story to maybe even getting that revenge when it comes to the championship. So again, I certainly love watching this unfold in front of us here. And again, as we talk about it, it's amazing that both of
Yeah.
these teams are able to do that in their first season. But unfortunately, as we love technology. Epic Games did push out an update right as we go to start this tournament. So both teams updating the game real quick. Production behind the scenes, huge shout out to them as well. Updating the game, guys. So unfortunately, we do apologize. We are going to take a short break. So use this time to go grab those snacks, grab those drinks, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we got some awesome Rocket League action.
Bang, bang, boom. We're back with all the action here with Sia. We're non-stop, baby. Production got our bag. Mwah. Lovely kiss all the way over to the booth. We got in a very different booth, and to my digital left, Mr. Hot Sauce Salsita Caliente now right above me. As always, my name is Mitch Mosey, the master muchacho, the lyrical lucha. Oh, hey! Hey, how fitting. The American on top. Yeah.
No.
USA. Yeah, baby. Let's go now. Come on. We're bringing to a close very, very to its roots kind of league, right? I'm not going to mess this up. Washington State Scholastic Sports Association, otherwise known as WSSEA. We got a best of 5 ahead of us regular season. Lincoln, Mountlake, Terrace. We got hype in chat. We got predictions on the table. Hot sauce. What can we expect of game 1?
Oh man, I'm excited. I hope that we see lots of intense energy. I want to see the high flying action, the aerial control. I want to see the demos, the aggression, that fast paced energy. And well, I think we had this team on last week, just tonight. We saw really popping off. So we'll see if we can kind of keep that momentum rolling here, Mitch.
It's all about the M word, and not Mitch, not Mosey. Momentum, you said it best. 5 minutes of Rocket League has started. 5-0. Both of these squads, and none of them have want to become a loser, at least not tonight. If ever. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, I think this is a great day to lose.
yeah, I don't know. I think I might be with you on that one. So again, a best of 5. We'll remind everybody, Lincoln in blue, Terrace in orange here. Some demos coming out early. It looks like we've got a tiny Tommy, a medium Tommy, and a big Tommy. So I'm kind of I'm liking the squad. Some good team synergy here potentially, as both of these teams have a bit of back and forth here early, trying to feel each other's play style out.
That probably has to be one of the funniest names I've seen so far. Nando stand in front of Jesse for this double tap. Clean as they come. Excellent serve by Piebro. Uncontested back with 1-0 Mountlake Terrace.
Yeah, beautiful job by Jesser as well. We talk about having that mechanical ability. If you hit the ball with the tires, it doesn't quite have that momentum. So Jesser making sure to rotate the car around, tapping it with the top of the car, and sending it into the back of the net to give the Terrace the 1-0 lead at the moment. Plenty of time as Lincoln comes battling back across midfield. Medium Tommy will chip this one up into the air. A bit of a double commit, but nobody on the pressure or the attack here. So kind of wait around midfield. We'll find the touch once more, but Lincoln hoping to kick it in gear here.
The Tomies gonna find their rhythm. A little bit of sync would be great to find any offensive stance. This could be an opportunity. Infield pass. It's a triple point pass in play. Last shot is a lob. Too slow, and the defense will catch up on that one. Double goalie to put that one out of harm's way. Almost a rule 1.5. We almost got stuck there for a second. 90 seconds and some change have come and gone. 1-0, the minimum lead by Mountlake Terrace. Lincoln, of course, are just resilient, trying to find the equalizer. But a lot of defense played here by Orange. Jesse might find the second one. Shot is misguided by the goalie, but Piebro relentless with the action.
Yeah, a bit of a double commit there from Lincoln that almost cost him, but unfortunately Terrace can't find the back of the net. Now into the corner once more. Big Tommy looking to get the big body out of the car and pressure outward. Can't find the clear. Tiny will come up with a big save here to keep the team alive in the drive as well. Now on the counterattack the other direction, but Jesser might, who was an absolute demon last week, now on the carry. A nice touch off the backboard, looking for some help. Can't get it. A wide open net, and medium Tommy will walk the dog on into the back of the net, just past the halfway point, and we have found the equalizer.
Yeah, this is a Pokemon rule. It's tiny to medium, medium to big. One apiece on the scoreboard. Great space to tie it up right as we approach the second half of game 1.
Absolutely. We knew it was going to be a close one, and typically these game 1s, they either get real crazy fast with the high scoring, or we see these really close-knit games here. So right now they have held it tightly. We see them knocking to the net once more. Terrace trying to find another one, but the defensive stop will come in back across midfield, and Lincoln looking for another opportunity here.
it feels like Lincoln is the better team as they have let one goal go towards their net because of a defensive mistake in one great offensive possession. Lincoln is in full control of their fate, and they just showed us that with this beautiful shot 2-1 on the scoreline.
Tiny getting tiny with that play, just squeaking that ball in between two defenders. And after being down by one, they find themselves now up by one as Hybro and crew will have to look to bring this one back. We've seen how dangerous Jesser Mike can be as well, lurking at midfield, looking for that opportunity from the teammate. Will have to take the ball and look for more. Tiny can't find the touch. There it is, off the crossbar. And the Tommy crew is really stepping it up here.
Tommy crew, I love that. I do feel like they find the rhythm, but can they keep the tune? Because it's a longer song than usual. 5 minutes is not your radio hit. Can you find maybe a solo to spice things up, maybe a breakdown so you can slow it down a little bit? 90-second zone, inning by one. A great scenario, but not the best one. Red Squirrel trying to slow it down, try to push. 50 down the middle, literally half field. Push, clearance, maybe a follow-up into the corner, looking for a double. No, they'll find contact. Demo of one shot. This one will be wide. Hitting near post. A 60 ticks. All that's left on the clock. Mountlake Terrace definitely slowed down or have played less aggressively when it comes to their offense.
Yeah, we saw Jesser Mike trying to find the attack here. Now the ball will be floating high and dry near the net. Lincoln has to do something to find the stop. A bit of a double commit as Tommy Squared will run into each other. But Medium looking to pick up the pace here just in between as the ball will be defended, stopped across midfield. A nice touch off the sidewall, a banging shot toward the net, but a little wide and to the right. 35 seconds on the clock for Mountlake to find the equalizer.
Great clearance there to relieve a little bit of the pressure. Lincoln seems full calm collected inside of all that chaos. The eye of the storm definitely inside of the blue box. This touch a little bit too long. Red Girl would like to have it back. Nobody there for the challenge. They're just waiting for Lincoln to give possession into the claws of Mountlake Terrace. They keep on pushing. 10 ticks to go into the wall. Maybe a redirect. Nobody home yet again. Lincoln, plenty of room and real estate to do whatever they want. 100 yards needs to be covered by Jesse, none other than the MVP from last week. Red Squirrel will try to assist the dream and try to follow it up. This one going into no man's land. Little fake action. Lincoln will steal game one coming from behind. 2-1. 2 unanswered. Man, tough result for the Hogs. Mountlake Terrace, this one slips away.
I think it was 7 shots to 3. So just finding more opportunities was Lincoln High School. And honestly, we saw a lot of skill from both of these teams, and there was some double committing from both teams as well. But overall, as a whole, it looked like Lincoln was spreading the field a little bit better, had a little bit better solid rotations, really giving them those shot opportunities. But we've seen what Mountlake can do. They certainly have a plethora of talent on the field as well. So I think game number 2 is really going to set the pace, the tone for the rest of the series. And Mountlake has to come out and take game number 2. They want to give themselves a solid fighting chance.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. The way that Lincoln played defense, it felt like a professional tennis show match. The rally was so effortless for the Lincoln squad. They just had to stand there and they'll find what they're looking for, that gap in the defense, that maybe mishap in the rotation, and they'll take advantage of it and punish it. But they're playing. Mountlake Terrace are playing to Lincoln's tune. You need to switch it up. Here comes the remix. You got 5 more minutes to do so.
That's right, 5 more minutes. The clock resets at 0. So both of these teams back on the equal playing field as we get underway here. And I'd like to see Mountlake kind of come out early and find an early goal and try to really set the pace in their favor.
Can we find a comeback? It's gonna be a difficult one since you've already proven that you can score first but cannot hold the lead, especially if Big Tommy comes in and does things like that. Tiny there to finish the job. But what a high pressure play in the first 30 seconds, Hot Sauce.
Yeah, I mean, we knew these games were going to be exciting, right? Both these teams undefeated, certainly not disappointing here. And Tiny says, hey, I'm Tiny might be in my name, but I'm not that tiny. Powers that goal into the back of the net with a fierceness of that of Big Tommy. And just a great give and go. Great team chemistry there being displayed in the first 30 seconds. We'll see if Mountlake can begin to bring this one back. We know in that game 1, right, it wasn't the team to score first to take game number 1. So we'll see if Mountlake Terrace can maybe get a little bit of magic of their own.
Comebacks are plausible. Are they probable though? Lincoln has never been in the driver's seat leading the game this early in this series. It's only game number 2, and it's faring well for Mountlake. Terrace. The pressure is making them crumble one apiece inside of the first minute of regulation.
Yeah, you know, again, it's Mountlake. They don't want to let the team get too far ahead. They know how talented they are. So, again, making sure to keep it close. But to be able to come out and answer that quickly is absolutely what Mountlake wants here. Now we'll see if they can maybe carry that confidence, that momentum forward and grab another one.
This is probably the biggest slip Lincoln has suffered in the entirety of the first 7 minutes of the series. The matchup has not suffered a lot of Lincoln mishaps, and now it's 2 in a row. 2 very expensive ones, 2-1 Mountlake Terrace.
Yeah, unfortunately, just kind of got a little sidetracked. We see Big Tommy there going backwards through the goal as well, just hoping to find the stop, but almost creating a bit of confusion for the teammates as well. Got to make sure to keep on those basic fundamentals, those simple rotations. Now Medium accidentally puts it toward the net. Has to be careful going across midfield like that. And now it looks like Mountlake Terrace has really picked up the pace here. Tiny Tommy will find the save to keep him alive, but they need to find a way to slow Mountlake down.
Man, it's very difficult because now it feels like you are playing to a very different and honestly worse level than before. Something's happening on defense. The comms are breaking down. Maybe it could be the connection, but they went from being smooth as butter to crumpy and me trying to bake the Christmas dessert. It's tough. It's tough to watch, and that's only from game 1 to 2. And Mountlake Terrace, this is where you take advantage. If you're listening to commentary, push, baby. Think later. That's gonna be the key to success.
Yeah, I mean, they just really picked up the pace there, and Lincoln just not able to get a foothold here. Another near goal as Tommy will find the save. Lincoln needs to take a deep breath and reset here.
Yep.
They have the fundamentals. They have the skill. We saw them execute it nearly flawlessly in game number 1, but I think not really able to catch their breath here. The momentum from Mountlake has just been go, go, go. It's all pedal to the metal as Lincoln now finally starting to settle in their gameplay a little bit. The rotation starting to come in. Tiny on the back pedal as well. They circle back over the head of one, though, and they have to be careful as the momentum has been lost, and Mountlake is looking to pick it up.
Medium Tommy, baller. Roman Reigns skin, you're acknowledged, Medium. You do be acknowledged, at least by your boy Mitch. 2 minutes on the clock and some change. Mountlake Terrace has definitely slowed down the offense, but Lincoln's still crumbling to a very small effort. Like you said, they need to start clinking, and maybe a little bit of breathing room might assist in that. Slow down the transition. I think they're too eager to crawl out of their own half. They're not even collecting pads to build up their boost. They're not finding the passing lanes to create some separation. It's just clear the ball, 2 touches, they're right back in front of our net. This next 90 seconds will be key to see if Lincoln can find their way back, but man, it's difficult when your possessions are less than 5 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, they're playing a little too close together, not spreading the field like we saw in game number 1, and a lot more double commits here in game number 2 as well. And Mountlake nearly grabbing another one here. Medium with that big clear down the other direction to stop in front of the net. But Dread somehow able to get by one defender. The 50 will stop off the sidewall now at midfield as Jesser has plans of their own. Nearly gets by the last defender, but the pinch comes in. The save is there, and Pybro looks to keep the drive alive.
60 ticks to go. How important is this next goal? The most important! Dread Squirrel! I'd be scared too if a squirrel crawled at me like that. It was not even a full sprint. It was a slow build up with 1, with 2. Squirrel was just there to make the defense pass out. That is the nail in the coffin. We're going to reset this series from a best of 5 to a best of 3 because we're gonna tie it up 1 apiece thanks to the dreadful squirrel, man, sneaking up on you. They do be doing that.
Yeah, you got to be careful, you know. It means business. Love to see it from Mountlake, though. A little bit of a struggle in game 1, and honestly, it looks like 2 different teams out here in game number 2. But we talk about how much of a mental game as it is at a physical, and these teams have to go to the drawing board. They have to figure out their opponent's play style, and they have to adapt, react, and overcome. Mountlake certainly did that in game number 2. We'll see if Lincoln is able to do the same thing as we get ready for game number 3 here.
Definitely impossible territory. That's one goal per 5 ticks, and now with maybe a fourth one on the board, Mountlake Terrace has definitely found their groove, and they need to stick to it, because you see what happens when you don't. That's game number one. Lincoln easily cleared you. Now that you're back on track, this is where I love this esport. You don't know what's gonna happen. Mountlake Terrace ties it up, one apiece in the series. Can they hold their ground? Can they keep their momentum? Can they go for a 3-0 run after starting 0-1? That's story, baby. I want to see how it unfolds. It's very unpredictable at this point, Hot Sauce.
And that's why I always say, for me, game number two usually sets the pace and the tone of the game. We saw Lincoln come out and win game number one, and that can happen for either team. But if you win game one and then you win game number two, you're usually going to wrap up the series. You win game one, you played well, but we saw the adjustments from Mountlake. They really just came out and dominated in game number two, really setting the tone and the pace, so to speak, and now giving themselves such a strong chance going forward. The confidence is there, the momentum now in their favor as well, and it's really Lincoln who has to adjust, come out and make some changes, I think, if they want to take game number three away.
This is the chess match that everybody was expecting. You come out game one, somebody has to lose, make adjustments. Somebody has to lose game two, make adjustments, so on and so forth, as we are on to game numero tres. My favorite number, the magic number, the middle of the series. And now all tied up. It's literally a coin toss. Who's gonna come out on top? So far, Mountlake Terrace seems to have found to play better Rock League after 10 minutes. But can they keep it up? Oh, backflip that hurt me and my mama. Big tummy though. To make the save. 30 ticks have come and gone. Still very physical play out of Mountlake Terrace though.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried because in the first 30 seconds, I've already seen two double commits from Lincoln, both one on offense and one on defense. And we saw them over there on offense almost trying to steal the ball away from their own teammates. So again, take a deep breath, reset, go back to those basic fundamentals. If the momentum's not there, circle back off the ball.
Oh!
But oh my, Tiny Tommy with a huge save, almost a free goal for Mountlake, but once they get going, they're never done. It's shot after shot after shot. They are a relentless firing squad, and they'll take goal number one. I want to remind you, though, Mitch, so far, that whoever scored first necessarily hasn't won in this game.
Yeah, it set the tone before. It's gonna keep happening ahead of us. And once you realize that inside of the comms and you notice that there's a pattern there, the mental is so relieved, because you're thinking, oh, we got scored on first, this could be the end. Big chill, take a deep breath. The stats are in your favor. Just keep on playing Rock League. Though I do gotta mention, Mountlake Terrace, it does feel like game number one was the pressure jitters, and once those have been lifted, they have been smoking everybody in front of them, and it's just too much pressure. Great 50 going, yeah, a little bit shy of our post to Lincoln's grace. But they're getting pushed on offensively time and time again. Jesse Beautiful double cannot get the assist. The cross just crosses the box. Nobody touches that ball ever again until Jesse catches it on their own half. Lincoln, man, I need to see a flashy play to restore some confidence, because right now it seems like they're even losing that. You can see it in their windshield. They don't even have expressions, but it's a feeling that you can sense when you're down there on the pitch. They seem disconnected at the time.
Yeah, that's why I love these best of fives and best of sevens as well, because, any team can drop a game, anything can happen, but usually when you win that best of five or best of seven, you're playing consistently well. So typically the better team that day usually goes on to win. So again, maybe a little bit of those early game jitters from Mountlake Terrace, but after game one, it seems like they've never looked in that rear view. It's been all go, go, go. And now we'll reach that halfway point, up by one, looking to get another. And there it is, off the bar, though, and that one won't go in. Jessermite has been absolutely devastating here for Mountlake. Now on the counterattack, though, we'll see if Lincoln can come away with one.
Dangerous territory for the Hawks, especially because you forfeit a goal, You could have scored it. Dang it. Maybe next time. There won't be a next time. Usually it goes against you if Lincoln can take that advantage. Trying to go 100 yards, get past one, maybe past two. Piebro, instead of clearing, centers it, shot. Oh, too weak. Still a lob inside the box. Wow, the angle by Big is not big enough, because we see Piebro closing the gap, still trailing by the minimum lead. Lincoln, though, they're finding some threats that they can pull on, and they're trying to make things work. Probably the best team and trio we've seen so far since the start of the series.
Yeah, I mean, this last minute or so, it seems like they're starting to click again. So maybe getting those jitters out of the way themselves. Maybe they were just really excited after that first win, but nonetheless, they're only down by one, just a little less than 90 seconds on the clock. So they really need to stand true here, not give up any goals, and start to chip away at that lead if they can. Obviously, easier said than done when you're in the booth up here, because Mountlake Terrace has been an absolute juggernaut after game one.
This could be a potential waterfall. Nobody there for the save. Excuse me, the save was made by an assassination. The demo coming from behind out of nowhere. Can you look at that? It's just too perfect. Mountlake Terrace just keeps on coming. It's unstoppable when it comes to the rotation. It's just a matter of either finding the issue or forcing it, and they're just too comfortable going for both. Lincoln, though, trying to escape their own half deep in the blue ocean. Great effort, but using plenty of boost to get away. Now a double commit by Tiny. Tiny is off position, nobody home. That was a great opportunity to seal the deal. Last 30 ticks to go, and somehow, someway, Mountlake Terrace is playing like they're losing.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been phenomenal after game one. And, you know, you love to see it in such young kids as well, because a lot of times you go out, you suffer a loss like that, it can get in your head, it can affect you. But Mountlake Terrace certainly did not let it affect them, as they have come out in these last two games looking near excellent. And we'll see this one more time in the replay. Pybro from midfield, just a nice finesse. Tiny tries to get back in time, but just can't quite get there. And with that, most likely the nail in the coffin. 12 seconds on the clock. Mountlake Terrace up by 2.
The taste of moving on to match point is probably a great one, but nothing better than finishing your series undefeated. You might have to keep your eyes on the ball, and I don't mean the one from Rocket League. The objective, the goal. Keep pushing forward. You've already bounced back from starting off of an L in this series against one of the best teams in the division and region. You gotta keep on pushing. Lincoln, you gotta keep on dreaming, because I don't think this is done. You've already taken one game of one of the best teams as well. I think you just gotta rewrite the formula. I think the order of the factors does change the outcome. You gotta maybe find that switch. Instead of A, B, C, start from the B, start from the C. Take A out of the equation, switch it up, because I think you had it there in the beginning. It might have been a random recipe, but you were cooking, baby. Let's find it again.
Yeah, I think Lincoln had, more shots in game one than they did in 2 and 3 combined. So just not getting those opportunities. I'd like to see him get down the field, take those shots, even if you're finding a banger shot from midfield. But you want to get those shots on goal, because if you can shoot shot after shot, it's only going to be a matter of time before the defense breaks away. And Big Tommy coming out with a big play here in the first 5 seconds.
Textbook. That's all the color I can give. Textbook. You go for the kickoff, you call a side, because I'm rushing that sideline, and then I just driven it home, baby. What a play by Lincoln. Now, we've said it before, we'll say it again. We sound like a broken record because it's a great single. You score first, it's not a W, because you get clapback bump. Nobody there for the follow-up, almost a 3-point passing play. Man, what happened? Did we just get spawned into RLCS or something? What's going on, Hot Sauce?
Hey, both of these teams said we're no one-hit wonder, baby. We got tracks on tracks and stacks on stacks, because they came to play today, and I'm absolutely loving it. Lincoln up by 1 here in game number 4. We wanted a game number 5, and we may just get it. 4 minutes on the clock. Both teams have to play consistently well here, but I love the intensity that both of these teams are playing with.
Man, it's getting fun, because now you see a little bit of fear in Mountlake Terrace's eyes, and that's just so good, because they've been on a roll for the last 10 minutes of gameplay. Now, Lincoln in the driver's seat, and you know this is not forever, but for the time being, you're questioning yourself. Man, are they waking up? Like, what is this game 1? Are we gonna lose to them again? I hated that. I don't want to go through that again. And you're going into this spiral and panic. Lincoln is just chilling. They're like, hey, we scored 1. What a goal, by the way. Let's keep doing that, baby. Man, let's just keep doing that. It doesn't matter if you're big, medium, or tiny. There's no Jesse the Giant tied up to one apiece.
Yeah, who might? Jesser might. Time and time again, we saw it last week, and here it is again, finding that equalizer with just a couple minutes off the clock. 3:31 to go, and Mountlake now back in this all tied up 1-1, looking to take that lead. They've been pretty relentless once they start to get in that rhythm, but a big demo opens up the net, and Tiny will be just that to find there and get that stop as well. Lincoln dodging a bullet and a goal.
Man, Jesse, what an effort with the demolition. Shot, beautifully placed, but even better was the save. Last second possible. You had to pre-jump the trajectory of the shot. 3 minutes on the clock. Still tied to 1 apiece. Can we, though, get something going in overtime? That's all I'm asking. Send this beautiful regular season off on a great note, a banger. Let's just keep on rolling, baby. This is a great scenario. I'm not even care if it's 1-1, 2-2, or 3-3. I just want to see some free Rocket League, please.
Absolutely. Love the free Rocket League. Give us overtime. Give us the game 5 we all want and know that we need. Terrace, though, certainly ready to be done and wrap it up, wanting to remain undefeated on the regular season. Tommy up top will find it, has an opportunity. The aerial control absolutely on point here from Big Tommy, but Pybro has seen enough and will send him packing.
Great demolition, relieving the pressure. Thing is, though, just keep on coming. And I said it a game prior to Mountlake Terrace, attacking like if they were losing. Great strategy. Lincoln, they're playing as if they don't have the playoffs made. They're going all out. They're showing heart and plenty of passion. Just a matter of stringing 1 or 2 touches together to make a team effort, because I've seen a lot of individual plays and a lot of individual moments that stick out, but I want to see an assist. I want to see a 3-point passing play. I want to see some chemistry, something we have not seen from either squad so far.
Yeah, we're used to seeing those give and goes, those high aerial control plays as well, but everybody really just trying to take the game into their own hands. Both teams certainly, are all players on the field wanting to win, wanting to remain undefeated and have those extra bragging rights, so to speak. But here we are, 82 seconds on the clock. Tommy will look for the counterattack, has done great in the air thus far. Has to go up a little tactical whip over the top, and Jesser might out of nowhere to find the save.
Oh man, that one was tricky with the camera angle. I swore that was last man back out of nowhere. We see last defender take advantage of the blind spot, make the save. Last 60 ticks to go. This one is for all the marbles. Are we gonna wrap this series? Are we gonna go to 5? Is Red Squirrel gonna fly? Squirrel fly! Not past the ball. Yet another whiff. Lincoln, huge sigh of relief, and they'll start the counterattack, but just give up possession. 50 yards to go. Shot off target. Cannot find the bump. Big Tommy with a big save. Tiny Tommy starts to push, looking for a 50. Will find the Hondo. Keeps on pushing, looking for contact. Nobody home. Medium Tommy, no setup. This one will touch ground. Look for a 50. 30 ticks to go. Man, bounce all the way back. Maybe an assist. Dink. Oh, wonderful shot. Cannot be found. 20 ticks to go. Watson, what's going on?
Big Tommy had a huge defensive stop off the wall there to keep that from happening. Now 10 seconds on the clock, the overtime. I can feel it in our grasp, but Mountlake trying to tear it from our fingers. And they do! Jesser Might does it again. Somebody stop him. Absolutely insane. A beautiful chip shot over the head to thread the needle. 2 defenders there, and nobody can find the stop.
Jesse, the Giant, the GOAT. 5. It's a celebration. 4. It's a 3 to the 2 to the 1. And you need to go 100 yards to cover the distance. You need to tie it up with 000. Pitch, pass, grass. Mountlake Terrace stays undefeated.
What a beautiful, beautiful series. And again, who other than Jesser Might to come up huge. But again, you know, it doesn't matter what team you're from. Hold your head high. You had a phenomenal season. You played a great series. You've both clinched those playoffs. So hold your heads high, Lincoln. Congratulations to you. But somebody take Jesser out and buy him the biggest ice cream cone you can imagine. Certainly deserves it. Really coming up big here in a couple key games for their team to clutch it up, to remain undefeated, and get that top seed there in that playoff bracket.
The Aves fall to 5-1. Like you said, nothing to be ashamed of. What season, and that's just the regular one. You're on your way to the playoffs, and man, now you got a chip on your shoulder. Some people say, man, it's too heavy, and I want Lincoln to say, only a chip. Like, I want the whole mountain. Like, put something that's heavy on top of me, because I feel like that's the winner's mentality. You said it before. It's not about never losing. It's about what you do after you do take a loss. And man, I want to see that swagger out of the Lincoln squad, because man, that's even a bigger squad to root for when you see them go through hard times and then come out on top still.
Yeah, and it seems like Jesser Might really shines in those tough moments. I think they like being put on that spotlight position, but, either that or maybe they're just playing with Seattle-built PCs. Ultimate performance, one-of-kind aesthetics, small business value. Huge shout-out to Seattle-built PCs. But again, phenomenal performance by both teams today. There can only be one winner, as we talked about before we got into it. Mountlake Terrace High School able to take it here today. And again, what a great display. Absolutely beautiful Rocket League. Had a great time. And we certainly want to take a moment to thank those of you at home that were watching, whether it's the teachers, the students, the parents, the friends. We certainly appreciate each one of you taking the time of your day to show support to all of these wonderful players.
Rocket League is beautiful. Street Fighter is beautiful. Overwatch is beautiful tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you keep an eye on the clock as it sneaks up on ya. And you know what better thing to do if you don't want that to happen? Click that follow button, activate notifications, ring that ding. Make sure you're always here for WSSEA action, because this is barely getting started. My name has been Mitch Mosey. You can find me at Mitch Mosey. I can read. You are hot sauce, Senor Mr. Salsa Caliente at _ hot sauce _ I want to say that's your Twitter, or is that your everything handle?
That's my Twitter. Almost everything else is just hot sauce, but someone got it out there before me.
Man's the funniest man alive. Follow him, bother him. Don't make him block you, but like get real close. That's real funny. Like, just to see him on the edge of his seat is probably the best thing about this job. We want to thank in the booth, No Skills. We want to thank the Plet Ginger. We want to go and thank all of you yet again, because this wouldn't be anything without you. And we still got more party to celebrate tomorrow. We got Overwatch, so make sure you stay around here. Maybe you'll find us in chat. But until then, this has been the regular season. We'll see you when we see you, and you guys keep the ball rolling.